Welcome to part 2 of our ultimate mission, putting a space shuttle on the moon. Absolute absurdity. Why do we do it? Because we can. I'm really excited. It's the next day from when I filmed the part 1, and I really enjoyed filming part 1. I was so into it, figuring out the whole logistics of this thing. And yeah, I'm really excited to do it today. Hopefully today we can land safely on the moon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to launch another shuttle, and I'll keep that first shuttle we have where it is in a 20 or 10 kilometer orbit or something around the moon, and I'm just going to launch another shuttle. So what I'm hoping to do is launch another shuttle, get it in orbit around the moon, but a much higher orbit this time, so that we have more room to slow ourselves down while we're making our landing burn. So we need space shuttle resolution, and I only want 2 people. We'll have Valentina and there's Ladradine, Geraldine, something, and yeah, we will do that, and you'll hopefully be able to launch this thing again, put it in an equatorial. Well, we don't even need to go into orbit around the Earth. We just need to get into space, and then we can do our burn right to the moon. And somebody messaged me on Facebook. Okay, so we need to line up with the moon again. And there's our... Oh, I thought I saw it. Yeah, I see a shuttle there orbiting the moon. Okay, that looks good to me. So let us launch. Forgot to turn my volume down. What was that? I have no idea what just happened there. No clue what just happened, but oh, I think the solid motors on the boosters failed. Yeah, this launch is going shitty anyway, so I'm going to revert. I'm going to hold a higher pitch than I normally would, just because we don't need to get into orbit. We just need to get high enough above the Earth. This thing will let me pitch up, which... Why is it doing that? What's in my cargo bay? Anything? No? I don't know why this thing's being so temperamental all of a sudden after I thought I got the hang of launching it. I'll spare you guys the boredom. I'm going to pause here and then we'll come back once I'm in a suborbital flight. Okay, we're on a suborbital flight. I need to set up my maneuver here so we can get to the moon. What the hell is the moon doing over there? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. What? Oh, was it because I reverted the flight and messed the position up? Well, this obviously ain't gonna work, so I guess I'll pause again and try and fix this. Okay, after several attempts, because apparently I forgot how to do a maneuver to the moon. I kept missing it when I did the maneuver and the launch was a failure. I think I finally got it, so we're going to do a maneuver that'll bring us 15 kilometers from the moon. Kind of close, but we'll see if our engines are powerful enough to slow us down after we get there. So that burn is in 30 seconds. 2, 1. And we're now re-entering the atmosphere, which makes things kind of tense. That's the thing, because of where my suborbital flight ended up, I had to do the maneuver after our apoapsis. And so things are kind of iffy because we're now in the atmosphere again, which is a bit scary. We'll see if we go back out or if we just fall back to the atmosphere. By the looks of things, I think we're going to fall back to the atmosphere. Crap. I can't believe I did this perfectly the first time and now I can't do it again. And now we're starting to heat up because we're entering the denser part of the atmosphere. Things are going to start exploding because we're getting really hot because we're accelerating while re-entering. You'll see something explode here in a minute. Yep. There we go, and there go our wings. And, oh, there goes, oh. Yeah. Heck. Okay, after several attempts and failures and frustration, we have a shuttle in a roundabout 100-kilometer orbit around the moon. And I wasted quite a bit of fuel getting into lunar orbit because I just could not get my maneuver to the moon correct, and the best I got was my maneuver burn. I had to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere and then come out of it again, so there was a lot of fuel loss there because I had to fight the atmosphere. But with that said, I've used so far less fuel than the first shuttle we tried, which we still have in orbit right here. I use so much less fuel that I'm still attached to the main tank. I've still got a tiny smidgen of main engine fuel left. So, what direction are we going? We're going this way. Alright. I'm going to move myself to the lit side of the moon. Like that, I'll say. That looks good. Point retrograde. And we'll begin our re-entry burn from 100 kilometers up. Ooh, I'm excited. This is it. Okay. And... there. That was all that was left of that, so how'd we do? Good, we're on a suborbital flight, so I can eject the main tank, and the main tank will fall down to the moon's surface. So, okay, and actually, rather than using the RCS, I'll just use the Ohms engines here. Point myself up a little bit. We're gonna crash. Oh, that was close. I'm not sure what went wrong there. I guess firing parallel to the main tank wasn't a good idea, but we didn't break anything, so point ourselves retrograde. Put our landing gear down. And I did a quick save, we're okay, so I'm just gonna try. We'll do our burn now. Okay, we'll start our burn at 50 kilometers up. Now we play the waiting game. So it's become evident that the issue isn't running out of fuel before we get to the bottom. The issue is starting our burn high up enough that we don't crash into the moon's surface before we get sufficiently slowed down. So we'll see how high up we need to start our burn. Is that our main tank? I think it is. Cannot switch vessels. Oh, that's fair. Whatever. But yeah, that is our main tank, which will crash into the surface of the moon. Yeah, I think we're gonna once again run out of altitude before we reach the surface, before we get slowed down. So looks like I'm gonna have to try again at, I'll say 75 kilometers up. RIP. Brace yourselves, Valentina and Geraldine. Rip in peace. Oh. Rip. Where's our main tank? Oh, I can't zoom in far enough. Is that our main tank? Ooh, I don't think you see that, but there's this horrible flickering pattern. It's too fast for the capture, I guess. Cool. That was awesome. Alright. So, we're here again. So, I'm going to bring myself around. Like so. And point retrograde. Use RCS this time. I sort of went out of control. Well, actually, I don't need RCS. I'll just be gentle when I fire the engines. Guess I do need RCS. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. Check the main tank, and I'll do this time. There we go. And yeah, guess we'll start firing. Oh well. Yeah, we already started. We're 100 kilometers up, but let's see what happens now. Guess we'll skip 75. Probably a waste of time anyway. Well, we're doing pretty good. We're almost down to 100 meters per second. I think what I'll do is I'll throttle down here. And yeah, just like that, and I'll just maintain a speed of 100 meters per second until we get like, I don't know, 10 kilometers above or something. Something like that. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll wait till I get to like, I'll just stop firing and wait till I get to like 50 or 75, since we've slowed down a lot now, so we should be okay to wait until then. We're still pretty high up. Alright, it looks good. We're 16 kilometers up to a speed of only 50. I'm going to quick save here. Also, we're running low on fuel, so I might indeed have to activate the infinite fuel cheat. We'll see. And it looks like I'm going to land right in the middle of a crater, which is a cool place to land. Totally cool. What is that? Oh, it's the other shuttle. That's cool. Notice we're pitched sort of backwards, just... Oh, we were pitched sort of backwards, and we suddenly changed. But I would say that's due to the angle. The Ohm's engines are at a slight angle. Okay. What I'm sort of thinking of doing is, when we get, well, like you'd land anything on the moon, once you get real close to the surface, you slow down your vertical speed to nothing. You touch down as gently as possible. And so, what I'm thinking though is, once I get real close, I'll slow down a lot, and then I'll turn on the RCS thrusters, and suddenly turn myself so I'm flat so that I land on my wheels, because if I actually land on the back, it's going to destroy my fins, which means I won't be able to return to Earth. And also it could just make the shuttle explode. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is just at the very end flip the shuttle so it lands on its wheels, which I should probably eject by now. And we are going to run out of fuel. Oh, that's interesting. We're starting to flip upside down. That could be problematic. And we are out of fuel. Alright, time to activate the cheat. We did the best we could. Infinite propellant. Stop. Oh man. That could have ended badly. Come on. Come on, stabilize yourself. I'm not sure why it did that. Come on. Come on. Get retrograde. Come on. Oh, it's because we're so... It's because we're going so slow now. I get what's happening. Okay. Oh, we're on the main engines. Shit. That's what was happening all along, is when I activated the fuel cheat, the main engines can now fire because they don't need fuel. I gotta disable the main engines. Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. There. Alright, that was really weird. I had no idea what was going on. I gotta try and not let myself go upside down. Oh, I could roll. I could roll over. Yeah, I'm gonna roll over. That's the idea right there. Okay, now we're talking. Maybe I should just set myself radial out. If I do that, how does that work? Okay. Yeah, the problem with radial out is I'm gonna start moving horizontally. But if I land on my wheels, that might be okay. Let's say if I do... If I do that... There's my shadow right there. That doesn't work too well. Okay, I'm just gonna head radial out because I'm close enough to the surface now that I'm starting to wobble all over the place when I try to go retrograde. Oh. Now I gotta look at my vertical altimeter, or my vertical speed here. Ah, shit, that's not working, is it? Radial out, RCS. This is it. It's do or die. I almost rolled over onto my right side. Oh my gosh. Get those brakes on. We just landed the friggin' space shuttle on the moon. Holy crap! Dude, that almost went all wrong. You saw the thing when I hit the ground started to roll like this. We made it! Oh my god, the ground's tilted a little bit, so it's rolling a little bit. Let's see if I can fix that. And there we are. I'm gonna do a quick save. And I'll put my gear down so we don't roll away. Ooh. Wow. The wings of the shuttle can actually lift it up in the lunar gravity. I wonder if I turn RCS on. Oh my god. No way. Wow. So actually, taking off won't be much of an issue. We can just use RCS to point us upwards when we take off. So that's good. Let's do an EVA. Let's get Geraldine out here. By the way, this was a team of female Kerbals who landed a shuttle on the moon. Girl power. I didn't intend for it to end up that way, but that's just how it happened. So let's put Geraldine on an EVA. There she is. Sweet. Aw, look, she looks so happy. Do your jetpacks work? Heck yeah, they work. Sweet. Okay, let's plant a flag. Oh, hell yeah. Shuttle landing. What's the date today? January 8th. 1/8/2018. Valentina and Geraldine landed Space Shuttle resolution at this point. There. I'm not very creative. Good enough for me. Aw, she looks so happy. Asan. Ah, nice. I bet the flat earthers will make that into some sort of satanic meaning. Okay. Take surface sample. Fine dust of a grayish tone. Seems too flaky to make snowballs with. Darn. Yeehaw. Let's see how high up we can go. I've seen a video by Scott Manley where he was able to put 3 Kerbals into orbit almost purely by using their jetpacks. The jetpacks alone aren't enough to get a Kerbal into lunar orbit. But what he did was he crashed his rocket such that it was upside down, so the engine was pointing upwards. So he fired the engine, put the Kerbals on an EVA, and then, oh, I've got infinite fuel still. And then made the Kerbals jump into the exhaust plume of the engine, and it sent them upwards and at a high rate of speed. And that worked. That was enough to get them into orbit. Ta-da! Okay. Ooh. You okay there, buddy? She seems a little traumatized. Ugh. God, the fear in her face. Ah, she's okay. Alright, let's board the shuttle and we'll try taking off. While she does the cowboy two-step. Oop. Awesome. Okay. So I gotta reactivate infinite fuel. And let's put us back on our gear. Do a quick save. And actually, let's see if we can just take off like an airplane. Just get a running start. And go. And there we go. Oh, not quite. That ended badly. That ended very badly. Quick save. A Kerbal Knot's best friend. Let's try that again. I'm not sure why that's... I guess, just to be fair, the Space Shuttle was never meant to take off, so the fins weren't designed to not scrape against the ground. I'll turn SAS on, and we'll try that again. Really? Oh. Taking off is proving to be a lot harder than I thought. I don't want to ruin the wings, I want to try and preserve the whole shuttle. So, it's because the lack of air there's nothing that acts as an airfoil, so I can't really take off like an airplane. Not quite. I wonder what happens if I just... Nope. Not quite. This is really hard. I thought landing was going to be the hard part. Oh my god. Yeah! Oh baby! No! So close. There is a cheat for infinite strength of a space vehicle, but I don't want to use that. Having to use infinite fuel's bad enough. Ooh, that just gave me an idea for something to do in a future video maybe, is modify the shuttle to have an even larger main fuel tank to perhaps go to other planets or something. That would be pretty sweet. I suppose the first thing to do would be to attempt a moon landing on the extended fuel system. Oh, I've got that cargo bay. I could just put fuel tanks in the cargo bay. That'd be pretty sweet. Of course, I gotta learn how to do that first. I've never modified a spacecraft before. What if I just rolled straight onto my engines? I just gently use the RCS to gently roll right onto the back of the shuttle. Do you think it'd break anything? Let's give it a try. That worked. Nice. Bring our gear back in. Let's get the heck off the moon. Alright. Now, how do we do this? That's weird. I definitely don't want to do that. Uh-oh. I'm gonna crash right back, aren't I? Oh no. Are you kidding me? Now I have to try and take off again. Uh-oh. No. God. Why is the moon so difficult? Welcome back. It's the next day. I had to, go to bed. I spent way too much time on this. So I just had to stop the recording. I don't know if this is going to be in the same video or a part 3 or what. I have no idea. But what I'm doing right now is we successfully lifted off the moon without breaking any parts of the shuttle. So now I'm just going to see if I can get our shuttle into orbit, but more specifically, get it into an orbit of the same inclination as the other shuttle we brought to the moon that's already up there, the one that we decided the orbit was too low to slow down in time to land. So what I'd like to do is get this shuttle into an orbital inclination the same as the other shuttle and do a rendezvous with the other shuttle and transfer the Kerbals that are in this shuttle to the other shuttle and then fly the other shuttle home. we're going to see if we can do that. Just take it a step at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do, or try to do, is I've got to try and get in the same orbit as this. And I really have no idea how to do that. Maybe I should just point prograde, get into orbit first, and then worry about how to change the inclination. Oop, I guess we're in orbit now. Thank you, camera. I gotta see what our other shuttle is at, so I gotta go to our other shuttle, switch to, and see what the orbit is of that one. So here's our other shuttle with Bill and Billy Boblo, and we are in an orbit 9.5, 5.3. Okay, so I'm going to switch to our other one, switch back to our other one. Now the whole reason I want to fly just one shuttle home is because that other shuttle still has a lot of fuel left, so I want to see if there's actually enough fuel to get us back to Earth without having to cheat. This one we used all our fuel landing on the moon. So that's what I want to try and do. So I think what I'll do is I'll just speed up and get to our apoapsis. How'd we do? Good enough. Alright. So I'll set up another maneuver at our periapsis to bring our apoapsis down. You'll notice that when RCS is on, because it's so easy, the moon requires so little delta V to do maneuvers, the RCS is triggering the orbit to change slightly, which I think is kind of funny. Alright, now the trick is, how do we change our inclination? I've never done this before. I've tried and failed, but I think that was before I learned how to do maneuvers. So if I go to the widest part here, and do a maneuver, and we go normal, that does not a whole lot. I don't know. I think I gotta look this up for the first time. I gotta look up how to do something like this. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I took a look at the Kerbal Space Program Wiki and derp. I have to set the other shuttle as a target. And now there's an ascending node and a descending node. I have no idea how it works, so I gotta go back and look again. Set as your target in the map view. You will see two green arrows labeled ascending node and descending node. Two green arrows. I'm gonna move this to my other monitor. Alright. Two green arrows. Ascending node, descending node. I see orange arrows. I see sort of a neon, oh, there we go, descending node. Okay. Ascending node and descending node, okay. Where the two orbital planes cross, that makes sense. the direction the craft needs to burn depends on the direction the current orbit is off. The direction the current orbit is off from the target orbital inclination. When hovering above the ascending or descending node markers, it'll show the difference in degrees. 65.2 degrees. The descending node shows it as a negative number, okay? Indeed, if the craft is passing through the ascending node where the angle is positive, it needs to burn anti-normal. So, if I do a maneuver and I go anti-normal, see, it does the thing, but it also way screws up our, like, if we do that burn, we're going into a solar system orbit. A solar orbit, I should say. 1,000 meters per second. That would take us forever to burn with those weak engines. So maybe it's one of those things where you just have to do multiple incremental burns until you're there. If you need several burns to get to your desired inclination, remember that you need to burn normal on one node. If you burn normal on one node, you need to burn anti-normal on the other node to keep going in the same direction. It might help to plan your burns using the orbital maneuver planning system in the map view, where normal and anti-normal directions are labeled with purple icons. Matching orbital inclination is a crucial first step to a rendezvous or docking procedure. Alright. Set as target. So I guess we do need to burn several times. Okay. So I need to burn anti-normal. And I guess just do it a heckin' bunch of times. Okay. And that's where we leave the solar system, and we don't want to do that. So, there. Apoapsis, 2 million meters, 2,000 kilometers. Only a 510 meter per second delta V, which is okay, I guess. I'll give it a try. So, we will aim ourselves for the maneuver. And I'll speed up time till it's time to burn. Estimated burn 2 minutes 43 seconds. Fair enough. And there's the target shuttle right there. You can see it floating by 60 kilometers away. And there it goes. Oh, it's almost time to burn. 3, 2, 1. Now, see this thing work. Yeah, that's a... This might not be very efficient. You can see our blue line moving here. This might be really messy to do because we're depending on really weak engines to do this, and so it's going to take more than 2 minutes to do this. By that time, we're going to be way past we're already way past the intersecting point, and so the maneuver is going to be very inefficient. It's not going to do quite what we expected it to do based on this orange line. It's going to be a bit off from that, but we'll try and make it work nonetheless. Well, we're almost halfway there, so not too bad, I guess. About 90 seconds left in our burn. Apoapsis growing. Notice in our SAS options we now have target and anti-target, so if we wanted to fly directly to a target, target means towards your target, anti-target means fire away from your target. So those options are available to us, however they're not useful in our circumstance. About 10 seconds left in our burn. Okay, and that really... Oh dear, we are on a moon escape. I'm going to burn retrograde just a little bit. Sort of interesting. There we go. And we have an okay periapsis as well. So I guess our next maneuver will be at this node. And we want to burn normal. Ah, oh. Okay. And once again, the new orange line, getting closer to that yellow line of the other shuttle. So we are 1 hour, over an hour, away from our burn. So I guess I'll speed up time here. Okay. And where's the moon? I don't even see the moon. Where the heck's the moon? There's the... oh, there's the moon. Okay. And our burn is only 7 seconds long. Two, one. Okay. How are we doing now? Where's the shuttle? Get rid of that. So our shuttle is right here. And man, we're getting there. We are getting there. Huh, our descending node didn't really move all that much. Can I... oh. Set target. Huh, I can do it again. Well, we're sort of past it now, so I won't chance screwing it up. So I'll do our next burn again at our ascending node. Add maneuver, and we will burn anti-normal. And see, we're getting there. Oh. So if we do that, we're now on the same plane, but we're doing an escape. But I could burn retrograde and do it that way. Let's see. See how good I can line this up. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I could just do that. See, we're going to be going at such a speed that we're going to escape the moon's gravitational pull, but right after I do the maneuver, I can go retrograde, slow us down, and then we're gold. We're on the same orbital plane, and we'll have a reasonable orbital altitude. So our burn is in 1 day, 2 hours, 50 minutes. Yeah, we're pretty high up, so it's going to be a while. So I'll speed up time again. I screwed that up. Where are we going? Yeah, I just... time went so fast, I guess it went up to 100,000x, and that screwed us over. Yeah. I don't know. What'll happen if I burn right now? I guess it's sorta working. Yeah, screw that. So we're 25 kilometers up, and we're apparently going to escape the moon. So I'm going to go retrograde and just burn retrograde, get us back into orbit. There. Alright, I screwed that up. My bad. It happens. So we're going this way. So I guess our next burn is at our descending node again. So we're going to burn normal. Aha. Just like that, pretty much. Okay. And our burn is in 1 hour and change. Let's try that again. Man. It happens every time. I go to speed up time when I'm at a super high altitude and it goes up to 100,000x and days pass by in a second. My bad. We're 3 days into our lunar mission, which is still a pretty short lunar mission. Alright. Okay. 10 seconds to our burn. There's the moon. Okay, how are we doing now? We are on a lunar escape path. So I'm going to burn retrograde. That's sort of funny. We're just floating off into space now. And I'll just burn retrograde here. There we go. That looks pretty darn good, I got to say. So what I'm going to do is, I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's super good. So I'm going to do a burn at our periapsis, just to get us back into a circular orbit. Yeah, that looks good. It's in 1 day from now, so I gotta be very careful with the time here. Probably just leave it at that. Oh, wait a second. Where did the other shuttle go? Where'd the other shuttle go? Where'd the other shuttle go? Did, like, the other shuttle just explode or something? What happened? Let me go to the Space Center. Oh no, I'm gonna be so sad if we did all that and then the other shuttle just crashed or something. Let's go to the tracking station. It's just gone. I don't understand. Where'd it go? I'm so confused. I don't know where to get the summary, the list of the log of things that happened. I'm gonna pause and then I'll be back. Right there. I went to the astronaut complex. Bill and Billy Boblow. KIA. Killed in action. How? I would like to know how, please. Is there like a limited amount of air? Was electric power lost and then they died? What? I am totally flabbergasted. Killed in action. But I can't, and I figured out how to bring the log, and you can only bring it up on whatever mission you're currently switched to, so I can't bring up a log of what happened with the other shuttle. I am flabbergasted. What I'll do is I'll hold F9 and see if a quick save brings us back to a point where they're still alive. I don't have much hope for that, but I'll find out. If they're gone and there's no way of going back in time, then that's really, that's just unbelievable. I don't know why they would have died. Ooh, I think I have a... Now let's take a look. Nah, they were gone from the quick save, so what I can do is, I have some other saves here, so let's see if one of those gets us back to a point where Bill and Billy Boblow are still around. And if we successfully do that, then I'll pause the video and get back to the point where I'm, Yes, here they are. Okay. So, we successfully went back in time. Bill and Billy Boblow are back. So what I'm going to do right now is, I'm just going to get this shuttle. We're back in time before we're in lunar orbit, so I'm just going to get back into orbit. Then I'll do the maneuvers to get onto the same orbital inclination as the other shuttle. And if I figure out what might have went wrong to cause the other shuttle to just disappear, then I'll pass that information along. Okay, I'm making headway here. So I decided to... Actually, what I did was I sent the shuttle that landed into a high orbit so I could speed up time a lot. So I sped up time, and at a time of approximately 23 days and 5 hours, the shuttle just disappeared, and it said Bill and Billy Boblow were killed. And says it twice for some reason, but that happened, well, it says the time right here, 4 hours, 16 minutes, and 56 seconds. Also, it turns out there's 6 hours in a Kerbal day. I never noticed that. So here's what I'm going to do. We now know the exact day and time it happened, so I'm going to quick save again. Reload the quick save, I mean. And I'm going to go back to right before that time, switch to Bill and Billy Boblow, and see what exactly happened. So this is Valentina and Ovaltine, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit prograde and just put myself in a really high orbit. Up above 120 kilometers. That's when you get the time up to 10,000x. Okay, now I'm going to speed up time up to 23 days and 4 hours or so. And we'll see what happened to Bill and Billy Boblow. This is a cool mystery, because I did some reading and it turns out Kerbals don't die for no reason. They only die if they crash into something or they're in a ship that crashes into something. Those are the only circumstances under which Kerbals die. Or if you try to like make a Kerbal re-enter the atmosphere in his EVA suit, that'll kill him. 21 days, 22 days. Oh, they're already gone. Son of a gun. I guess I gotta do it again and pay more attention. Okay, we're 23 days and 4 hours and 11 minutes. I'm going to switch to Bill and Billy Boblo's ship and see what the heck is going on. Okay. Doesn't appear to be because their orbit dropped too low. I don't know. I don't know. Do they hit this little hill? Is that what happens? No friggin' way. That's what happens. That's very interesting. That's odd, because, like, they did so many orbits with no issue, and then there comes that one orbit 23 days later where their nose strikes the surface. It must be maybe the shuttle very slowly pitches down it over time, and they were able to just skim it before, but then their nose hit it at the end. Geez, I don't know. That is just super interesting, and apparently this probe is able to stay in orbit. That's impressive. Or what they call a probe. It's the rear end of the shuttle. Okay, I know what happened now. That is very intriguing. I'm glad I took the time to see what that was, rather than just chalking it up to, oh, they suffocated or whatever. So, back to our situation here. We want to rendezvous Valentina and Ovaltine with Billy and Billy Boblo. So I know I have 23 days to do this. So we're just gonna get right back to it. I'll set up my orbital inclination so I get in the same inclination as the other shuttle, and when I do that I will come back.